Illum ħanintaqgħu ma' persuna oħra li hija tagħmel parti mill-produzzjoni tat-Teatru Manoel. Kate Fenekfield, li hija Learning and Participation Program Manager tal-programm Toy Toy. Good morning, Kate. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Good morning.
Like a big job. Can you explain what Toy Toy is? We know very well that these are programs for little kids, for adults, for senior citizens, but can you explain a little bit more what is Toy Toy?
Yeah, so thank you. Toy Toy, which is a derivation of this expression in theatre, toy, 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 which means, because you're not supposed to say good luck, because it's bad luck to say good luck. So it comes from that whole background, the expression toy, toy, and that's the heart of it really. It's that we're the National Theatre Learning and Participation Programme, which is essentially education, but also not passive. It's very much an active experience for all of our events, whether it's a baby series, so children from 0 to 4, or our work with primary schools, secondary schools, and our work in the community with our work in care homes. It's multi-generational, and I think that approach is very community-based, and as you can see, this is the bulk of our work happens here in the studio theatre here at Teatru.
What the programme is hands-on?
Very much so. We run absolutely parallel to the work on the main stage. In fact, this very room is literally back to back with the main stage, and both the way that I programme and the way that Adrian Marmol programmes the season are very much in line with each other. We want quality, but also we want to reflect what the children are already learning and perhaps enhance that. But it's very hands-on, and the work that we do throughout the year, throughout the season, means that we, just from a personal perspective, that we're there from page to stage. So we have ideas, we throw them out, they come back, and we help develop and produce, hopefully, work that appeals to not just the parents who buy the tickets, but obviously to the children and to the grandparents, to everybody who comes in here.
How important it is for the development of a child to integrate theatre at such an early age?
Oh, I think it's vital. Between the ages of 0 to 5 is when your brain essentially sparks, and is where you learn how much you can, like a sponge basically, you're so sponge-like, and you'll find, and I'm sure any parents and grandparents can attest to this, that with children they don't have any preconceptions, so they don't go ugh at a modern art, and they don't say, oh, I could do that. They are amazed. They're amazed by contemporary things, and they don't judge things the way that perhaps adults do. They're very open to hearing new things, and they're a perfect audience for anything creative.
So when you have a program, you have children lying around? We
do, and normally, particularly for the very young children, this room becomes I mean, it's a wonderful zone to be in. But what we do is that throughout each of the productions, there are many moments in the show. The best comparison I can give you is at a panto, where when you go to the panto, often there's call and response moments, right? We have that throughout the whole season, and normally children are told shush, shush, shush. Well, we say bring it on. Let's hear what they have to say. And we remind them. We ask them what they've learnt, and hopefully it again, as I said before, it enhances what they're already learning, but perhaps in a more fun, memorable way, because it's a kinesthetic learning. It's a learning through doing something. So
it is an interaction between the kids and the parents and the grandparents themselves, because it is even the parents do attend these kind of sessions.
Yeah, and certainly for the baby shows, the parents are absolutely part of the cast. They copy what the cast do in order for the children to copy them, because the children are constantly just staring at their parents and seeing the reaction of the parents. So the parents' engagement with us is vital, and we really appreciate that audience has grown and is continuing to grow.
When you produce a show, what elements do you include to make it more entertaining? We know very well that children's attention span is
it's hideous,
zero.
Yes. I'd say it's probably about, I mean, even with TikTok, I mean, that's sort of 30 seconds, isn't it? But I mean, I was very worried because we'd created this panto for young audiences. Malcolm Kalia had written this great show, and actually it sold out and we had a waiting list, so we're running it again this coming season. And one of the things I was really worried about was that it was too long, and that it's far too long for such a young audience. Well, I'm very happy to say I was wrong, because they were totally engaged from start to finish. There were no sort of, you know, daydreamy moments. So I'd say with the content, that's how you get them interested. And any good teacher will often have a class full of children who don't stare out of the window, because what they're doing is they're changing attention to something else. They're finding something new, whether it's through using music or through using movement or through changing and making something funny and engaging and making the children think or the adults think. You know, you throw it back to the audience a lot more. So that's what I'd say. It's engaging in that way. It makes it more fun as well.
How long has been Toi Toi going on, and any future projects?
Oh gosh, okay. I think Toi Toi began in 2000, I want to say 11, by Rosetta de Battista, and it has morphed from just being the education department to learning and participation. Oh gosh, we've done so many projects, but things that we do regularly, for example, coming up, we do Easter, annual Easter event on the main stage, which is, as you can well imagine, the main stage is a sort of gold standard, and we're very privileged that we're even given the main stage for anything, so we're very fortunate that we have an annual event. So that's one thing that's constantly being programmed. And then, as I said, the Panto is coming back bigger and better next season. You know, we invested in a very high quality production. It's basically the beginner's guide to Panto, so that's coming up again. And we're currently programming for, again, the babies, the primary schools, and doing outreach, so going to schools as well. So creating shows that are suitcase shows that you can take to schools that don't rely so heavily on, you know, sound equipment or lights, but about the content. So we're working very hard on a Shakespeare project, and that's particularly for secondary schools.
Okay, does Toi Toi is all year round, or do you stop in June and start again in September? I
mean, allegedly we stop, but our work is constant because we're obviously here the whole year, but we do stop the shows, but all during that period we're a bit like swans. We're you know, busy pedaling underneath, so what you see is us not working is our busiest time, actually, is the programming time. We start early, but then that's the time to really focus, so June, July,
sure.
And then back we go, yes, in September.
Thank you.
Normally.
Thank you so much, Kate, for being with us today.
Gosh, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.